Hi, I'm Corey and welcome back to Diary of a Blonde Mom. So today I kind of wanted to talk about how it feels to know that you are going to start homeschooling in fall and kind of feeling lost and excited and not know where to start. So what I wanted to go over are just some suggestions on how you can go ahead and prep during summer, and this also includes your kids. So the summer prep, I would say, is really going to be helpful in creating rhythms in your morning so that your family knows exactly what they're going to expect and kind of get an idea of what they're doing once you start school in fall. So some suggestions, which you can always move it around to make it fit your schedule and your family and meet your family's needs. But my first suggestion is that you could start doing a read aloud over breakfast time, or you could get everyone dressed, have breakfast, and then start a read aloud. So everyone's gathered together in one place and they have one task at hand. If you have really young kiddos, you might benefit by, like, if they're moving around a lot, if they have a hard time sitting still, you might find that letting them color quietly or play with Play-Doh quietly while you're reading can be very helpful for some kids. So after you do a little bit of like reading time together, you could go ahead this summer, start a fun and interesting subject. For us, our fun and interesting subjects are science and history, or you can do both. So if you choose to start both, I suggest break it up to have playtime in between the subjects. Get outside, go run around, make a trip to the park, walk around the block, whatever fits your family and your needs. So if your kids are really into it though, go for it and keep going. But if you can tell that they kind of need a break and need to take a step back, then by all means do that too. So if you go ahead and start science or history, these are generally just like shorter, not always, but I feel like they're not as heavy as of a subject as math and language arts, like more of the core subjects. So science and history, well, science especially, oftentimes has a lot of hands-on components to it. And I think that's also why our family enjoys it. And it's a fun and interesting subject for us because with the experiments, my kids can see how the things around them work. For example, we just did a lesson yesterday from The Good and the Beautiful, and it's their health and the physical body unit, and we were just working on lesson 6. So it was all about the kidneys and how they function. So in this lesson, we actually did an experiment. Where is it? A kidney filtration activity. So more of an activity, but you get a visual and hands-on, there's the hands-on learning component to it. So anyways, we also for history like to do some interactive crafts and projects, and that's also why history is a fun subject for us. But you can do one subject or two, maybe do some art activities, music, whatever is exciting for you guys. So spend some time. You have breakfast, you do a read aloud, you go ahead, take a break outside if you need to, even if it's just doing 5 jumping jacks or taking a quick walk around the block. Those are all great ways to regroup and come back together once you're ready. You shake all the willies out. So I also encourage you to go ahead and take some time to have the kids do quiet time or independent time. And what I mean by that is that give your kids, you might have to start, if your kids aren't used to doing things independently, you might have to start with a short amount of time. So, hey, for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to set this timer. Timers are also very visual cues for kids. So they can go ahead and visually see, oh, okay, I have this much time left. There's timers on phones. There's timers on tablets. You can go buy like a 2-minute timer, I know from like the Dollar Tree or what have you. But you want to probably start at least 5 minutes, depending on the age of your kids. The younger they are, the shorter amount of time they are going to be able to handle doing something independently. So if you can start quiet time and independent time starting at 5 minutes, maybe they're doing great at 5 minutes, and so you go to 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I wouldn't do more than maybe a half hour if they're the lower elementary, unless they're doing really well with it. And the activities I suggest is looking at books, either reading silently if they're a little older and they're capable of doing that, or maybe they could play puzzles. Kinetic sand and Play-Doh are big hits over at my house. So all of those independent activities, if you go ahead and you would have to first tell them, okay, right now we're going to have a little bit of quiet or downtime. So I'm going to set a timer right here, and I have these 2 or 3 activities. And which one do you want to start with? Okay, I'm going to let you do this, and I'm going to read quietly right here on my own. And so you're still right there. And the reason I want you to start doing this, start implementing the quiet time and the independent time over summer, is so that if you have more than one child, and if you have more than one child that you are educating at home, you are setting yourself up to be able to teach one child the subjects at their grade level and have the other child work independently. When you are working on things like the bigger subjects like language arts and math, as you get older, not in like the preschool level, but as you get older, there is independent work to be done. But sometimes the kiddos might need a little bit of help, especially at the beginning of the year. They're not going to understand what's expected of them. So setting this quiet time, this independent time now, is going to give you some leeway when you do start the other subjects to be able to say to one of your children, okay, I'm going to work with you for this much time. And while I work with you, you can tell your other child, okay, so I'm going to be working with Aiden. So right now, you can go ahead and work on your puzzles for 5 minutes, and go ahead and set the timer so everyone can see it. And it's just going to really help you long-term over summer. At first, it might not be smooth, and that's okay. It's just something that you work on a little bit at a time, and it will truly help and help you be successful. So summer is just a really good place to start fresh with creating the rhythms before fall starts in, all the regular sports and activities and your heavier workload of doing more of the subjects. So if you go ahead and start that now, you're really going to thank yourself when school starts up. So I hope that's really helpful. I was there at one point in time too, trying to figure out, we've kind of done things a little bit differently. We started homeschooling my oldest first, and my 8-year-old was at school for a couple of years. And so right now my youngest, my preschooler, is at preschool. So I have her there at preschool for only a couple days a week. But when she's home and we are working on our schoolwork, it's definitely helpful to have her play cars on the car mat or play Play-Doh at the table. So she's right there with us. She's still with family. She knows she's loved, and we can still accomplish getting our work done. So anyways, I hope that this was really helpful. And if you give it a try, let me know what independent activities your kids really enjoy doing, and let me know what subject you guys are going to take a deep dive into. history, science, who knows? But I'm really excited for you to get started, and just know that you can do it and you are capable. Just give yourself a little bit of time and grace.